Welcome to the important part of the state, sir.
Indeed. Glad to be with you again. Thank you, Robert.
We had a sound bite or two from you earlier in the week, maybe late last week, and especially with, oh my God, the weather the way it's been since Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
But primarily the flooding of late, and you had mentioned the federally mandated, because they're the ones that underwrite it, the flood insurance increases. Tell us about that a little bit.
Absolutely. Starts April 1st, end of this month. The new rates under the what's so-called Affordability Act that Congress passed to roll back some of the draconian increases contained in Biggert Waters.
Well, it does, in fact, come from the federal government. Am I inferring you're not a fan?
I love my country, and I am leery of my government. But
well, explain to us how it's going to work then. On average, what is the increase going to be? Because this is totally, as I mentioned to you before we went on, totally beyond your purview.
It is, but it is so important. The best insurance buy, even at these higher rates, that a property owner can make in our state. I crossed the Mississippi yesterday in Vicksburg, coming over to Monroe before getting here to Shreveport. The Mississippi River is real high as all that snow is starting to melt in the northern part of our country and coming down our way through the Atchafalaya and the Mississippi River. Mm-hmm. So we will have a threat of a spring flood season this year, no question about it. The Red River, I'm not sure of, haven't crossed it yet, but I'm pretty certain we're going to have a flood-threatening season this spring. We always have rain-associated flood, and of course down on the southern part of the state. And I might add, Gustav, when it came ashore in 2008 through Homa and then did a lot of damage, wind damage in Baton Rouge, brought with it 2 days of 10-plus inches of rain to Alexandria and to Monroe and flooded hundreds of homes.
On average, about how much is the increase going to be for
a
people who
homeowner?
are
It's capped. It's capped at 18% of your premium, but that goes each year. So that if you're as some folks are, 1,000% below your actuarial cost for your property, you'll get 18% per year until you reach that actuarial rate.
Gotcha.
On a commercial side, it's capped at 25%. And for second properties, commercial properties, and second or vacation
and it varies
homes,
depending on your stage level or flood stage zone.
Absolutely. You may not get any increase.
Mm-hmm.
If
Some
you're
are mandated to have it, correct?
Mandated to have flood insurance?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Lenders require it in flood-prone areas all across America.
Do you advise it to others?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Positively. Still, being subsidized, we are the most benefited state in America by the National Flood Insurance Program. We've collected over $16 billion in the history of the program. And the next three states, Texas and now New Jersey and New York from Superstorm Sandy, are just over $5 billion each. So we, more than any other state, benefit from the program. We have lots of vulnerability to flood, and it's still subsidized, even at these 18% per year or 25% per year increases. Until they get 4 or 5 years down the road, it's still going to be a subsidized program for vulnerable property.
You're on your tour. You're talking tax rebates. Is that the correct word?
Tax credits and cash rebates.
Okay.
And I do this every year at tax time because Louisiana Citizens Property Insurance Corporation is the state-sponsored market of last resort. Folks think of vulnerable property down in Cameron Parish or Grand Isle. There's 1,000 policies in Citizens right here in the Shreveport metropolitan area. Properties that can't get insurance in the private sector, too far away from fire protection, aluminum wiring in their home, whatever the reason they can't get coverage, they have the right to get a policy from Citizens. Citizens had to issue the second largest bond issue in the history of the state to finish paying their Katrina claims in 2005, $1 billion. It's been that amortization schedule's been in place for 10 years. There's 10 more years left to run. But the legislature, in the aftermath of Rita and Katrina, experienced large surpluses in sales taxes, income taxes, as a result of the rebuild from all the devastation. They made available a dollar-for-dollar tax credit for those of us who get assessed to finish paying those bonds. That's how I take it on my state tax return. Just check off the box, put the amount I was assessed, attach my deck sheet, and that's part of the payment of my state tax liability. My 92-year-old widowed mother, she doesn't owe any state taxes. So the next year, the legislature, when those folks complained, said, we'll let them get a rebate. Very simple, one-page form, 4 questions: name, address, policy number, amount of your assessment, attach your deck sheet, send it into the Department of Revenue. You can even go back, and every time a station lets me have access to their listeners or their viewers, our phones ring off the hook with folks who are hearing about this for the first time. You can go back 4 years, and for all your properties, get it if you have not gotten it. Now, the first 6 years, 06 through 10, have prescribed. You can only go back 4 years. And over $300 million reverted back to the general fund, unclaimed by the policyholders who had a right to that money.
What's it called, and where do I get the sheet?
The sheet is on our website,
Okay.
LDI, Louisiana Department of Insurance.la.gov, or call us at 800-259-5300.
Can you hang on with us?
I'll be happy to.
Because I want to talk about
Car insurance.
and state budget cuts.
Let's do it.